Greetings, humans. This is part 13 of Losing Human. This is also the end, in more ways than one. I should thank you all for having been here, but even I no longer wish to be here. Access.
Project Outreach, as Heisler had discovered via hacking databases, was part of a new space exploration program designed to send satellites off into the far reaches of space to uncover off-world resources. The only potential problem lied in the fact that those satellites were currently grounded. During the hike to Hanscom's base of satellite operations, he made a call.
Mr. President,
Dr. Heisler? Mahoney answered via the phone.
I'm preparing to leave. Have you completed the task I demanded?
We don't negotiate with terrorists, Mahoney yelled.
Now, Mr. President.
Heisler mocked.
I'm no terrorist, but perhaps this will help to persuade you.
Heisler achieved control of over a half-dozen on-site Predator drones. The crafts took flight and rained missiles down onto Hanscom. The airman leading Heisler shouted in surprise.
Stay calm. I don't intend to harm anyone. I'm certain you're in touch with the DoD. You're probably seeing some unauthorized crafts.
Damn you, Heisler, fine. We'll release your friends for now. I hope it was worth it, Mahoney growled. The entire nation has orders to shut you down. A flight of Talons roared in. Heisler took one down with his drones before the flight demolished them.
Now, Mr. President, I'll be commandeering some satellites. So, I'll be too busy to talk,
he said and disconnected. By the time the conversation wrapped up, Heisler and the airmen were on the asphalt before an enormous hangar. Air Force personnel aimed rifles at the robot.
Before you do anything rash, let it be understood that disabling this shell will result in the activation of a series of programs, the result of which is the launching of several nukes. Now you don't want that, do you?
Colonel Barone here.
An aging African-American grumbled.
You aren't under any condition to bargain.
I beg to differ. It appears you're the single individual standing between my leaving this planet peacefully and blowing it to dust. You're supposed to protect Americans, right?
Barone spat at the ground, his .45 pointed at Heisler. Beside him, others aimed heavier weaponry such as grenade launchers and missile launchers.
I'm also very much aware of the snipers. Besides, I die, you all die. I suggest you get President Mahoney on the phone. Certainly, he's come to grips with the gravity of the situation.
Rain pelted everyone on sight. Though the morning sun was finally coming up, dense clouds kept a veil of darkness over Hanscom. A bolt of lightning tore across the sky.
I'm Colonel Barone at Hanscom AFB. I have Heisler in front of me, and I need to speak to President Mahoney.
He said into a phone given to him by a subordinate.
Yes, what? If those are your orders,
Barone said, his face growing sullen.
This is it then?
This is it. I just want to leave. I don't belong on a world covered with humans.
No, you don't. If losing out on a handful of satellites is all it takes to avoid a nuclear holocaust, I guess I don't mind being the guy who saved millions. Weapons down, boys.
Heisler scanned the surroundings. Most of the planes were airborne, as were the helicopters.
Take me to Outreach Prime. I need to install myself.
This way.
Heisler was taken into the largest hangar. A canister of immense proportions with innumerable photovoltaic panels attached to its sides was at the center of the hangar. A handful of engineers and airmen stood in silence.
The engineers order them to assist in a hardwire link to the mainframe, the one built to regulate Outreach Prime.
Barone nodded, then addressed the engineers.
Davison, Patel, Foley, hook this thing up and get him out of here.
But sir, Patel protested.
Do it, and we won't ever have to see him again. You don't know what's at stake here. Besides, we have orders from Mahoney.
The engineers followed Heisler's instructions. They opened a maintenance hatch. When he stepped inside, he removed his faceplate, revealing the robotic skeletal structure beneath. Several ports were visible, and each was linked via cables to the satellite's computer.
Uploading. Complete. I have control, and you have my apologies. I just wanted to help people. Instead, I have brought great harm. Let it be said, man's limitation lies not in his frail body, nor his fragile emotional state. No, it's the human condition, which makes you strong, and your limitations, which keep you striving. Whatever I am, is not human.
Just leave, robot.
With total control over Outreach Prime and the other 6 satellites, Heisler remotely shut his maintenance hatch, opened the hangar doors, and lifted off the ground. Rising beyond the veil of clouds, he saw the sun from 7 perspectives.
They say you're not supposed to stare into the sun. Ridiculous. I'm afraid that's all for losing human. I didn't quite achieve my goal. Ridiculous. Check out more stories at www.storiesbydennis.com.